Veni, vidi, confoederati, tribali rex.
After he killed Otto, I will make his skull into a pispo, Brennomaro, proclaimer of falsehoods. Real men fight on foot, Ogretorix, king of the Scordicii.
In the spring of 273 BC, after King Dotos' intervention broke the status quo of the Pannonian Civil War. By successfully taking and later defending Sigidun from General Vepo, the Era Visci to the north decided not to contest the situation, as they were busy with an invading Norii tribe, leaving Norther Pannonia uncontested for the meanwhile. The Skorskii, despite losing their capital and one of their main armies, were far from defeated. They were winning their invasion into tribally lands to the south, when it became painfully apparent, even to the tribally, that they were losing. Their king decided to abandon his capital of Nasos. Using their knowledge of the land, the tribally managed to smuggle past the Skorskii forces. A sizable force of elite fighting men, along with a small treasury, was also smuggled. It was used to bribe King Dotos, to help the tribally king regain his lost kingdom. King Dotos accepted, on one condition. The tribally will swear fealty to him as the king of Dacia. With both men agreeing, the combined army marched on the Skorskii. The Skorskii army was led by Ogretorix, their king, commanding a numerous host of men. A large portion of their army was mounted, despite their nobility preferring to fight on foot. Their Skorskii were further emboldened by the ascension of a new champion, Brennomaros, a soldier who survived General Vepo's downfall, claiming he was the one to strike down one of the most feared of the Dacian fighters, Danzabalos. Many men started flocking to him, and using their own spoils of war began purchasing better weaponry and armor from the local Thracians. They were prepared and morale was high. The following battle was known as the Meeting of the Three Kings of Nasos.
Welcome to the 19th installment of Let's Get It On. In this episode, King Dotos has a golden opportunity to put an end to the Scordicii threat. Wife not included. We managed to corner the last remnants of the Scordicii. Their king, Ogretorix himself, is cornered in the city of Naissos, the city that the Tribalii paid us to hold and now take back after we lost it to the Scordicii. If we manage to win this battle, this will probably be the end of the Scordicii. And let's actually start this fight by visiting one of our new members to the Onieroi, Manconius himself, a man that I was told lives by a motto, and that motto is, "It never troubles the wolf how many sheep there may be, except for today. Today there are many sheep and there are only 31 wolves." So he will be retreating because they really were facing a lot of cavalry, and I really don't want him to get pinned down by some kind of oversight on my part and just lose this elite unit. So Manconius, this guy, I think he is his first act in an official battle as the head of the new chosen spears is to run away. So yeah, that's hilarious to me. As for the rest of the army, we are still positioning. The main armies with King Dotos, only a few exceptions, are the new agrarians, the commando units. Because of their guerrilla deployment, we managed to put them in forward position hiding in the forest, and they will be joined by Kostico, a veteran unit of light cavalry, and they will all hide nicely here in the forest. And the enemy, his main army is somewhere over here. We could have started the battle with the high ground, but I kind of relinquished it because I wanted to try to bait the enemy cavalry to try and attack me, because they tend to do that when there's open ground. And a very interesting thing happened. The enemy army, since they saw our cavalry, decided to go and try to engage. So they're actually going to where they last saw them, because now their view is obscured by the forest, and they actually lost sight of them, and they don't see the agrarians. So, and their whole army is going up the hill. This is an interesting turn of events. We basically came down the hill, and they are going up the hill, and our army is splat into. And since I'm slightly concerned about the positioning of our elite units, I'm actually sending the other light cavalry, the new ones, to scout and see where the enemy army actually is, because I don't think I actually see anything during the live play. And this will be more or less our formation. The Deepax line up front, the two slingers and the arsonists, the archers, and we have our Xenos scum backing them up, the two alpine levies, and here in the middle we have the Tribalii nobility. Ooh, what a interesting exchange. So this will be represented by one of the Onieroi, the king of the Tribalii himself is supposed to lead this unit. On the flanks we have the Sikas, and behind them we have the king, the youths, and the naked folksmen. And I will keep trying to position them while I spotted. Well, actually, I kind of knew that their king is on foot, and he is commanding a very heavily armored unit. What's the actual name of the unit? Celtic Nobles. Yeah, lovely name. But yeah, they are dangerous, but they are also very, very slow. So we are pelting them with the light cavalry. The rest of their army is still going uphill, which is very... I'm surprised by the AI. This is something a human player will do, taking the advantage like that. But also kind of a mistake. Anyway, thematically it works out well, because this King Ogretorix, is kind of a bad king. What he did in the campaign map was to leave his homeland totally vulnerable to enemy attacks, while he went and dealt with his enemies. And that's what he's doing now, kind of total disregard to any strategy. He just has an idea and acts on it, and he's kind of paying the price. And finally, some of his men are trying to act, to cover for their king, and they're trying to engage my own light cavalry. And I am very, very brave, running away. And they are following the light cavalry directly into a trap. Here I guess they are having like a small moment of you know, should we chase them? Shouldn't we chase them? But at the end of the day, they made the wrong choice to try and face them. Even at this point, like you see, there are more men. No, it's not just the cavalry. There's a whole army behind them. But no, they want to try. So all of our archers are gonna make them reconsider. While I'm also charging with the king, but this is mostly fake charging, because the king is too slow for. He only has a speed of 6 or something like that, and the light cavalry usually have a speed of 8. So he will never catch them. The most important thing is to keep them away from the archers, from charging distance from the archers. And we rinse and repeat until thoroughly blooded. They're coming back, trying to, I guess, either go for the light cav or for one of the archer units. And we keep shooting them and charging them away. All the men that are still living are thinking, you know what, our king is kind of dumb. Yeah, we have to defend him and to cover for his mistakes, and then for what? For what? This is a horrible king, and we will just go home. Yeah, that was the last pseudo charge. Well, thank you for your service, and goodbye. And after we finished that one unit of horse archers, we again sent the light cavalry to scout, and guess who we met once again? That the King Ogretorix himself, again, totally open in the field. At this point we actually ran out of pilums, and even a whole unit of horse worth of pilums only did this much damage to the enemy general. Only reduced him to 51. Well, only killed 100 men, but still they took it. They took it like real men. They are kind of really broken. But just imagine how they fare in melee. These are some elite warriors. They can really hold their own. And look at the really nice swords that they should have used. Yeah, well, I guess this is why armor wasn't that popular in Thracia and Dacia, only light armor. And what I'm doing now is actually I brought the other unit of light cav, since King Ogretorix insists on not going back to safety and not actually leading his army. He's still in the open, I don't know, trying to bait us or something. So we will be throwing another set of pilums at King Ogretorix. And I think by our third volley, yeah, I think this is when we actually got the king. King Ogretorix is officially dead, but his army isn't really phased. They're actually trying to react now, because they are led by Brennomaros. He is not on the cavalry, he is with the army, and he is the one actually calling the shots. Now Brennomaros was, well, he claims that he was the Scordicii that killed Danzibalos, but that's highly contested, because I'm pretty sure we got whoever actually killed him. But never mind that, he claims he did, and his people believe him and follow him. And even though the King Ogretorix is dead, the Scordisii are far from broken. They follow Brennomaros to up the hill in a forest. They have they actually exchanged topography. They got all the advantage, and he is sending the skirmishers to try and do basically what we did. Only we are prepared, and we will do the same trick. The weakling King Dotos will keep their cavalry busy while we pelt them with everything we have. I think this time we're also joined with our light cavalry because they don't have any more pillions, so they're basically a fighting unit now, no longer archers. So yeah, this was another skirmish that went in our favor. I think we ended up dealing with 2 more units of light cav that the enemy has. The enemy had a lot of cavalry. This is not even it. We killed 3 units of cavalry, and they still have a lot more. And they actually charged through some really bad topography on the rocks, and they broke their formation, and we managed to break them really quickly. If you notice that other unit held up for a lot longer because they were in a better formation. And yeah, now we are again sending our scouts to see, because I think I totally lost any kind of vision on the enemy army. Now that their king is dead, all of the skirmisher they wanted to allocate into skirmishing with us, they all died. And still Kostico and his men haven't seen any action, and most of our army haven't seen any action, only the archers and the youths. If you notice them, they also threw a pillar or two because they're eager like that. And welcome to the future. 15 minutes. I think like almost 15 real life minutes in the future, while I was slowly creeping up towards the new fortified position of Brennomaros. Brennomaros kind of really played his cards well. He exchanged 3 units of horse archer skirmishers and 1 king for basically a fortified position. He's up the hill in the forest, fortified, and we can't even see him or shoot him, and he has a ton of really good Scordisii archers, so he is really playing to the strength of his own units. And it seems like Brennomaros himself kind of lost track of our own army, so he sent another unit of light horse to try and scout us. And this is where we are joining again the fun. They came to scout and we were ready. Kostico is charging from the forest, and light cav, they're actually in a fight. They might just beat them, but Kostico is a mercenary. He has armor, he knows how to fight. And not only that, the Agrarians are making their first appearance finally. Well, they are Agrarians, but they aren't really Agrarians in our head, are they? These are the disenfranchised Tribalii, actually throwing some pilums and helping us defeat the light horse. And this was a textbook skirmish. I really like it. They came, we fought, people died, and now everybody goes back to their own position. And here we are, 5 more minutes into the future, and it looks like the enemy army is popping out a bit. And again, Brennomaros decides to send even more skirmish cavalry. They might even be the same ones from before. This time they came on the other side, and they are coming down the hill trying to harass our archers quite successfully. Problem is, they have backup. Even the Xenos scum are trying to interfere, but the king again, he manages to find himself at the right spot at the right moment to circle charge at the enemy light cab. And some more positioning, because I really want to get rid of the enemy cavalry. They can really mess up with my my own tactics, since the enemy forces are really well fortified up the hill. And we have, at least on paper, I think we do have superior fighting men, but we are fighting uphill, and the enemy still has a lot of competence. And yeah, I think they give up, and we let them run away. Basically, all they needed to say is the safe word, and they could ride away. The Deepak's line is doing their best, trying to bait the enemy army outside, but I think we even lost. We keep making contact and losing contact with the enemy army. They're really cautious about it, because they really have a really nice position. I can't just charge up there. I really need to be careful about how we start this engagement, because really the amount of contact will be crucial for this kind of engagement. Whoever gets the upper hand in maneuverability will probably win this, because we are a bit even, and only the buffs from flanking will really shift the balance. And we are shooting at the enemy army. And they have a lot of Thracian mercenaries, and we are trying to shoot at them with our bows, while the slings are shooting at the more naked men. And as you can see, they just pop in, pop out, pop in, pop out, and they're really forcing us to fight in the forest. I don't know, I guess they are true Celts. They really want to die in a forest. And we are slowly creeping in, and after some more maneuvering, like 2-3 more minutes in the future, the situation looks like this. We crept up the hill with everything we got, basically, and I spotted, I think I only see in live, we could only see this unit, a very vulnerable light archer unit. So I charged it. I charged it with all the horses I could muster, mainly Costico, but also from the other side of the hill we have the king and some light cav. Now Costico already senses it, like we've been here before. They're throwing pilums again, and no, he just straight out nopes out of it. But the other cavalry didn't know part of it. The king didn't, because he has some clothes on, didn't suffer that much. But our other unit of light cav got decimated. I think only about 20 people made it out of this silly charge, and I basically told them to withdraw and go home. So that was a bad engagement on our part. At this point I'm like, okay, no more Mr. Nice Guy, we can't really maneuver, so just go up. and we are sending the Xenos scum to actually eat all the pilums. These are basically Scordicii traitors, and they should get all the pilums they could muster. I guess this is Brennomaros, this guy. Let's pause a bit as he charges in his really fancy armor that he got by claiming he killed Denzibalos. And I guess he's trying to encourage the rest of his men to follow suit, because he seems to be really intelligent. He noticed a weakness. These are, and I guess he's also angry because these are Scordicii traitors, and he really wants to settle the score. And here are his other men following him and joining the fight. On our end, we have another guy with a settle to score. The former king of the Tribalii, yet nameless. If anyone wants to name the character, he is welcome. I haven't done a formal introduction because I guess in the chaos of battle, I assume it's this guy. The chaos of battle, you know, King Dotos hasn't sat down and actually talked to him. They were just really busy maneuvering. And yeah, he is going to charge. So this is former king against, I guess, upstart king, replacement king. Some nasty thematic fighting. And let's see how the other army, how we look at the moment of contact. So our Xenos scum are in the middle of the fray, trying to pin down as much as they could, and of course failing at it. They are being engaged by some of the unit, but actually I tried to flank, and because I didn't see the enemy units that much on the left side, we are a bit exposed. These are the Sikas. They were delayed by some angry citizens. One of the Celtic warriors. These are some of the garrison from Naissos, our city of Naissos, that joined the fray. They actually pinned down one of the Sika units, and our main flanking unit, our hardcore fighters with the folks, they got engaged by a horde of angry and naked Celts, some clubmen, spearmen, and whatever, and they're actually getting flanked by some spears from even upper the hill. So we are trying to send in the king here to try and help. So they are doing their best to still hold in, but they're in a bad situation. Here we have the main interesting fight, I guess. Here our Xenos scum are fighting their own kin under the trees. On the other flank we have the other Sikas that engaged some of the Thracian mercenaries that were hired by the Scordicii, and here we have the other Tribalii also fighting another group of, actually these are these are agrarians fighting agrarians. Okay, interesting. Because probably I didn't see them and they just showed up. So this is some agrarian action. Only our agrarians in our headcanon are Tribalii. But so we will follow Brennomaros, see how well he fights against his former kinsman. And by the looks of it, he hasn't killed anyone just yet.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize
Okay, it looks like he's trying to surrender, but his own kinsmen are not letting him surrender. Why the king of the Tribalii just looks on and laughs while he goes on to join the fight, and it looks like he will survive. Yeah, because this is in this engagement I am showing mercy, because I just want to get it over with. I don't really want to suffer too many casualties. So this is Brennomaros. I guess he played everybody. He manages to get off with his life, some really nice bling bling, a small band of loyal men. So he will probably join the life of Mystios. Not bad from a Celt of the Forest, naked Scordicii, to a full kit of best Thracian armor that claims of killing Desdebalos could buy him. So not bad, not bad. And just as Brennomaros was running away, starting a new life, our king was doing his best to protect his loyal subjects, his precious naked folksmen. He's actually engaging in a really bad situation. This is not a good... Okay, never mind. He was fighting a spear unit, and I was taking him out of the clash, but apparently the spear unit actually broke. I didn't even notice it as I was fighting. So yeah, these are some of the Scordicii breaking, but still lots of pressure on the folksmen. Some Sikas managed to sneak in and help them. And this is the king of the Tribalii that ended up not doing much. I mean, he was in the thick of it, but he was just like a never-stopping bulldozer, basically. Everywhere he went, people crumbled beneath his feet. Look, he just makes contact and starts, guzzling up. Look, they're like, I'm not dealing with this. These are crazy folksmen with armor? That's like double crazy. So crazy, it actually works. So yeah, if it's not obvious by now, we are winning this. The Scordicii did their best, chose their hill to die on, and then die on they did. I ended up actually sending everything in again. These are the slingers helping out, because our main line, the Alpine troops, the Xenos scum, are really weak. These guys, they're not really. They can't hold for long. I mean, time-wise, they can take a beating, but they won't win almost any engagement. Okay, this is a nice parade. Not much of a parade, but I think it shows up the many factions that we have in our army. And because I always try to group the soldiers, the units, by who they fought alongside with, so who they bonded with. And here we have the king, King Dotos, and the units he basically rescued, and we won. And here we have the professionals, the Agriani Tribalii and Costico, and that was the fight. I hope you liked it. Just another reminder about the Onieroi. To flesh out the explanation a bit, Onieroi in Greek are dream walkers, and in the Let's Play they are characters that are not represented by actual characters, just by my imagination. I just had a real blast with Manco slash Schrodinger and Brian C coming up with Manconius and Brennomaros respectively, that I'm now trying to make a thing out of it. By my rough calculations, there are about 7 people who actually watch this, not including the people who I forced to watch this, like my wife. And 2 of them I just named. This is so niche that, let's face it, the number is unlikely to grow significantly. So what I'm saying is, make yourself known. Drop a line in the comments. Since you're already watching this, why not name a possible central character after you? Or a cat, or I don't know, your favorite Austrian painter, whatever. I'm approachable and I'll do my best to run with your ideas. Our newest opening is for the former king of the Tribalii, a man who lost his kingdom to the Scrodicii, but King Dotos put him back on the throne. Only now he is oath sworn to Dotos. So I think that's an interesting concept.